Make it a part 2. Okay. So that's what it is. All right. Let's go back to the original, or one of the originals. So you make that planetary symbol in front of you. Okay. Then you turn to your right. 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 Turn to your right. Make the master planetary symbol there. Turn to your right again. Make the master planetary symbol there. Turn to your right again. Make the master planetary symbol there. Then turn back facing the original direction. Your Uranian planetary body will always stay to your left shoulder. So it will turn as you turn and will never get in your way, okay? But what you have done is you have banished, you have set banishing wards around your Uranian body. You've protected your Uranian body. It is now protected. It is locked up tight in the name of Uranus. So let's go back. Okay. So when you are drawing the planetary symbol, okay, in Uranus, it is platinum. And I'm going to maybe spell it wrong again. I don't know. Is that right? Is it right? I don't know. You're making it that color. It's platinum. I don't care how it's spelled. That's the color you're making it. Okay? Now, after you draw it, okay, here's the fun part, or I think it's fun. I don't know. After you've come around and you've drawn the circle around it and you've put it here, you kind of point your sword down and then you touch the center of your planetary symbol, okay? And you vibrate Uranus right in the middle. And you are charging this master planetary symbol with the power of the god name of Uranus. And you do that each time you draw the master planetary symbol around your planetary body. Okay? That's what you do. Until you come back to the original one you drew. That's it. You're done. And you look at your planetary body and you're like, Audi 900. I don't know. Say something. Hello. Nice to meet you. You look nice. Come here often. I don't know. You can give pickup lines to your own planetary body. If you're lonely, you're like, so, you are quite the handsome man. And I don't know. Whatever you do. Only because this question will come up. Should you have sex with your own planetary bodies? Should you masturbate? I don't know. These are all questions only you can answer you. If you're going to engage in sex with your own planetary bodies, don't tell me about it. Because I'm going to be like, dude, that person has sex. Unless you're super hot and female, then I'm going to be like, ooh, okay, well maybe. All right. Do what you want to do. Don't have sex with your planetary bodies. Don't do it. I've got a weird feeling against it. It has come up in conversation before, believe it or not. It's my opinion, you just shouldn't do it, okay? Why that's going to come up, it really is. It's one of those intuitive feelings that I get that always is right. It's like when I do readings for people or do any sort of like ritual work and I tell them something and they're like, fuck, how'd you know? And I was like, you know what? Because I listen and my psychic abilities are pretty well developed from doing exercises like this. So I know one of you is like, I can have sex with my astral body. Don't do it. Don't have sex with your planetary bodies, all right? Just don't. Okay, so after you've done that, okay, you're done, and you give some sort of, I don't know, friendly greeting or affirmation. You know what? Think of an affirmation. Actually, I want you to look at your planetary body and tell it you love them. There's kind of a weird energetic connection where they're like, oh yeah, like you're really. Love is one of those things that gets highly weaponized, and all like the light workers are fucking retards about it, and they turn love into something really stupid. But love is really a raw, fierce, primal energy. I love my planetary bodies enough to defend them to the death. And I love myself enough to defend myself to the death. I love the people I love enough to absolutely defend them to the death. So think of it that way. You know what? You're protecting your planetary bodies from a lot of potential badness. So, and you are dispelling a lot of entities that might and do. Black magic really is a lot of times isolating a person's planetary body and they're doing very bad things to it. You are banishing energies to your central channel planetary bodies. That's very important. Okay, so once you've, again, faced the original planetary body that you drew, acknowledge your planetary body again in whatever way you choose. And then now imagine, remember the alligator mouth that was like swallowed you and put you in the planetary sphere? Now it's like bleh, it spits you back out. So now it's just you again. You're like, oh, okay, and I'm back in my floating universe. Now the energy travels to your throat, okay, which is Pluto. Fuck. It really has to do with Pluto's cloak and its helmet. All right, that's all I'm going to say right now, okay? And the cloak ties around his neck, and there might be some sort of connection about the voice and the throat in Pluto, all right? There might be some sort of connection about silence and shades not speaking and what happens when you speak in Pluto. These are things that you people should really investigate. I'm not going to talk about them. Don't ask me a bunch of questions about them, but at least start meditating about it because there is connections here, all right? So you go down to Pluto. You do the same thing. It's just using the Plutonian symbol, all right? And the Plutonian color is like radioactive green. God, all right, so like I bend like steel bars and I snap chains and I have like the scariest, like heaviest grippers in the world, and my hands just hurt right now. So like I know my writing is not particularly the great, but it's like radioactive green, okay? So you project the planetary symbol of Pluto from your throat, and all right. And then the alligator mouth opens up and sucks you in, and you're now in the Plutonian realm, okay? Which looks different to people. You have to meditate. Well, what does the Plutonian realm look like for me? Maybe I'll do a video at some point really describing the realms of the planetary spheres better. But I think I've talked about them before. I know I've talked about them before. Then you engage your Plutonian body, okay? Then you engage your solar body, and you do the same thing, okay? Then you engage your lunar body, okay? And you do the same thing. Your lunar body is actually your astral body, and that's about your groins, okay? That's sexual energy, okay? Now, this brings me to the last part. This whole entire time, this is just your astral body and your planetary bodies interacting. That's it. Your physical body does not move. Now, finally, as we reach Terra, right, which is right underneath your feet, it has the black sphere, okay? The white sphere and the black sphere, okay? Yeah, it's all racial harmony. Woo! So, ebony and ivory. Okay, so you've come here. Now, this is when your physical body gets engaged. So, you can come back to your physical senses, all right? After you've done the lunar planetary body, come back to your more physical senses. You're still going to kind of be a little trancy. Okay, now, with your physical hand. Now, of course, if you open your eyes and you see yourself looking at yourself, standing back at yourself, maybe you've got bigger problems than I can handle currently, okay? Maybe you have a twin. I don't know. You could potentially just give yourself a big hug, all right? You can wrap your arms around yourself, you know, like one of those things like it looks like someone else is hugging you kind of thing. You could do that if you really want to, all right? Again, you don't need to tell me you do these things. You don't really need to tell me. And I'm telling you this because someone told me they did this. Someone told me they did this because I told them to do this and I was kidding. But someone took me seriously. And I don't know, maybe it made them feel good. I don't know. I'm going to try it. I'm going to get back to you and let you know. So if you want to hug yourself, you can. I'm okay with it. I'm good with it. If you need a hug, you can send me an email and be like, I need a hug. And I'd be like, where you live? And you're going to tell me, and I'd be like, dude, I'm nowhere near that, but I would hug you if I could. Okay? So, you then will now, much like the old lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, you will now actually physically perform the master banishing symbols, okay? In the same way, okay? But now you're going to vibrate Terra, all right? So, you're going to open your eyes, your physical eyes, you're going to reach out with your actual hand, okay? Or maybe you actually have a sword in that hand, and you are going to draw in front of you, okay? You're going to draw in front of you the master planetary symbol. And then you're going to reach out and touch it again in the middle. You're going to vibrate Terra, and you're going to make a line and step to your right. And then you're going to do it again. Going to point at it, step to your right, make a line, do it again, point at it, make it, step to your right, point at it. And you're going to end up in the original position that you were facing before. At that point, you are done. Okay? You're done. You can rub your face, rub your eyes, whatever you need to do, stomp your feet, come back to your physical body. But at that point, you are done. And you can go about your day. This should take probably, once you get good at it, maybe about 10 minutes at most. But I kid you not, the amount of psychic, astral, physical, mental, spiritual development that goes into this particular practice supersedes the sum of its parts. It awakens you, activates you, protects you on all, from the most subtle energetic vibrations to the damn near physical vibrations, just hanging on the physical, hanging on the edge of physical reality. So, I mean, that's full spectrum resistance against full spectrum dominance. I don't know how much more clear I could be about this. That's the practice. That's what it is. That's what you're doing. You are greeting your planetary bodies, and you are collecting the sum of your planetary bodies and putting them together holistically. Some people, all right, think that the tree of life is set up okay? Some people think that God lives there. That by achieving Kether, they're achieving God. This is the stupidity of the Hermetics and the Judeo and the Judaic systems of Kabbalah. Okay? They believe that God lives here. The problem is God doesn't live here. No. A demiurge, Yahweh, Vahe, bleh, he lives there because he's a demiurge. He's a false creator. He's not the sole source. He's a phony. Okay? God lives when this happens, when you utilize and connect all of them. That's where Prime Creator lives. Higher level thinking. Welcome. That's where Prime Creator fucking lives. On all levels. And if your God lives on just one, guess what? It's not the sole, not the only, and there's a fuck ton before him and there's a fuck ton after him. Okay? They want to singleize, dismantle, compartmentalize. You don't do it. You integrate, you utilize. Prime creator is all. Prime creator. Okay? Prime creator. All the way down here, importance, in tiny little letters, is Yahweh. And even then, I couldn't write it small enough. Okay? All finite. Itty bitty. Okay? This is why planetary magic has so many applications and affects you on so many levels. Because you're not trying to just unite with one supposed high mind, elitist, silly ass principle of Kether, I have aligned to Kether, I am enlightened. No, you're not. You're a fucking pompous douchebag. That's all you are. Okay? Full integration. That is the point, and that's what this exercise does. I'm done for the day.